I was picking my daughter up from daycare, and I was sending you a voice message while she was kind of finishing up playing with the rest of the kids.
Yeah.
And these kids, they like come up to me and like talk to me like I'm their mate. And I'm like, get away from me. Like, I don't...
Pushing them away.
They get, being a house husband for the 3 days so far that I have been, I've picked her up and I've dropped her off every morning. And I have to have conversations with these kids. Like, they're like, oh, Esther's dad, where was she? I'm like, she was at home sleeping, you idiot.
Yeah, she wasn't down the gym. What do you think she was doing?
Yeah, exactly.
She's either here or watching TV, playing games, or sleeping. It's one of those four.
And on a Friday, I've got to take her out to swimming lessons. We take her out at like 11:30 to take her to swim lessons. And every Friday when I go and pick her up, this one kid keeps coming up to me and saying, where's Esther going? And I said, she's going to swimming lessons. And the kid's like, why? And I'm like, because if she doesn't, she's going to drown in the ocean, all right?
Can you swim?
Can you swim, Billy? Hey?
Yeah, that's right. Go and have a chat with Mum and Dad about why you can't swim, Bill.
So anyway, that's been my life the last couple of days, is having conversation with kids, because I noticed, I've realized in myself that I suck with other people's kids. I'm great with my daughter, but any other kids,
think.
I think I'm pretty great.
She'll get to 18, she's like, you were a nightmare, mate.
You were a terrible
You
father.
had no idea on what to talk to me about. You wanted to get me to vape and what was the other thing you were talking about my nephew's doing?
We just sit in the car in silence on the way home and I go, geez, this weather, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. Should
Like,
clear
Dad,
up soon, though. Yeah.
I have no interest in I just suck at talking to other children. And I have no interest in talking to other children. And if a kid... Friends that have kids, I'll go, hello, little one.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm
also
not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna try and be their best friend.
No, and sometimes it's hard when you don't get much back. I mean, my relationship with your daughter hasn't got off to the best start. She came into one of our planning meetings on Friday, and we thought we had our first producer, and then she just stared at me, and I tried to do the like, hello, how are you? And she literally like hid her face into Josh's shoulder, like you know, like you do when you're feeling threatened. I was like, oh, cool, this is good.
Yeah. But to be fair, she's like that with everyone.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
You're right though. When I was teaching, I was a secondary teacher, but they did a thing where they had to do like community service for a week, and they'd go, and one of the activities was they'd go and volunteer at a kindergarten. And so it was an easy gig for me. You just had to go and check on them like once during the day. And I went to this 3-year-old kindergarten, so similar age to, where Esther's at, and it's that same thing where the 3-year-olds want to talk, but they only have about 2 things they can talk about.
Oh my gosh.
One of them is their age. And so I'm at a 3-year-old kindergarten, and the first kid goes, I'm 3, because that's like 50% of what he can say.
Yeah,
and then
that's his whole identity.
It's his whole identity. And it just kicked off a chain reaction of just 15 to 23-year-olds going, I'm 3. And you feel like going, you're all 3. You're at 3-year-old kindergarten. Like they're going, one of us might be 20. We might as well check. Are you 3? Yep, I'm 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I literally yesterday, so we're recording this on a Wednesday. On Tuesday, I literally went to pick up my daughter, and one of the kids came up to me before my daughter had run over to me, and she kind of like tapped me on the leg, and I looked down and I was like, oh, hello. And then she just waffled gibberish at me for like genuinely 30 seconds, and I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, and just and she got really serious look on her face.
It's so
like,
good, isn't it?
And I'm like, oh gosh, really, is that right? And then she kind of lightened up again, and I was like, all right, bye. And then she went, and then walked off.
My 2-year-old nephew is exactly the same. He can say plenty of words, but often it will be that. But it has the tone, the flow of a conversation, and you're right. You walk away going, in his mind, I think he actually just had a conversation. I think he's happy. He just communicated something. He felt like I understood it, and he's done.
I know, because at that age, it's just so crazy how much of that, interaction is just all in their imagination. Like when that girl was talking to me, she's in her mind, she's talking perfect English.
Yeah.
And she's going, God, I am nailing it with this adult.
She's like, God, I got a hell of a day ahead of me. I mean, how's the weather, by the way? Anyway, I better head off soon. Mum's waiting. And you're just hearing, and all you've contributed is, wow. But what she's heard is, yeah, well, good to catch up. I'll see you again next week. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie Boss Baby? That's exactly how they feel.
Yeah, they're all like Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. They're having
absolutely.
complete conversations. Just,
Absolutely.
We can't understand them. Oh.
I'm 100% convinced my daughter looks at me sometimes after she's spoken absolute shit to me. She's not said a single word.
Yeah.
And I've gone, oh, is that right? And she looks at me like, you are a f***ing idiot.
Yeah, she's walking away going, I've told him 15 times to fix the smoke alarm. He just goes, is that right? So it's on him now.
I told him twice that I've shit my pants, and he's not saying anything, all right?
And then 5 minutes later, you check and you go, oh, I say, you've done a purge. It's like, I told you that
Finally.
10 minutes ago. Oh,
Yeah.
God.